Struggling with weight gain and blood sugar issues from prednisone? I know I personally struggled with weight gain, and my blood sugar actually went technically diabetic for the first time in my entire life while I was taking prednisone, and I wished for anything that could help. Well, there's new exciting research published just this year showing that there's a natural herb that was shown to decrease fat and blood sugar in mice, but still, it showed that for people taking steroids like prednisone, there is a natural herb that can help. I'm thrilled because I've been saying this for 6 years, but now I have proof in the form of this study, at least an animal study. So it needs to be replicated in humans. But there's actual scientific proof and not just my assumption based on other information. So let me tell you about this study. The title of the study is Berberine Ameliorates Glucocorticoid-Induced Hyperglycemia. And if you didn't understand anything I just said, basically berberine is this herb, and it is found in many naturally occurring plants that have, for example, Berberis aristata and the Indian barberry, many naturally occurring plants, and Ethiopian cuisine has this as a spice. And so it's a great herb to help with blood sugar. And other influencers online have called it nature's Ozempic because not only does it help with blood sugar, with blood cholesterol, and blood pressure, but it helps you lose weight. And it's amazing, but nobody's ever studied it in people with steroid symptoms. And so I just assumed that all of those cool benefits I just mentioned would be extrapolated to help people struggling with the side effects of prednisone, dexamethasone, methylprednisolone, hydrocortisone, and any of the other steroids. I just assumed that the science made sense. But now this study shows that it does. So this is what they showed, that when they gave dexamethasone, which is a sister drug to prednisone, to some mice, it caused high blood sugar and weight gain, fat cells enlarging, and then they gave berberine along with it to see what the berberine would do. And this is what they found. And I'm going to just translate this into simpler English. So they tested berberine on mice who had dexamethasone-induced diabetes. They gave them dexamethasone, which I've personally taken, and it caused diabetes. So it's not the typical kind of diabetes. It's induced by a drug, okay? That happens. You're almost 3 times more likely to be diagnosed with this kind of diabetes after taking prednisone than if you were to never take prednisone, even for people with the same diseases. So diabetes caused by drugs is a definite side effect of steroids. And so they did that to the mice, and the results showed that the mice were better able to use glucose. Now that's really important because glucose is actually what these steroids are named after. There's tons of different kinds of steroids, like that bodybuilders use, like to get big muscles. And then there's the kind that is like prednisone, and it's called a glucocorticoid. Gluco meaning glucose, meaning sugar, leading to diabetes. They're named after the side effect of how they mess up your metabolism. That's where they get their class name. And so they gave them dexamethasone, a glucocorticoid, and found if they gave berberine, it decreased their issues with glucose. The 2 ways berberine helped was helping first to clear the glucose from the blood. The reason prednisone and dexamethasone are causing you to have high blood sugar is because they're mimicking your body's natural hormone, cortisol. Cortisol is your stress hormone that you need in emergency situations to deal with the stress of a famine or a war. In those cases, you would want your body to release sugar into your blood so you can run away from a tiger, or you can get to a place where there's actually food, or get away from the war, right? And so your body's releasing all this sugar into your blood. But when you're taking a drug, prednisone, you're not running away from a threat. You're taking it for a health condition. And so this blood sugar is just floating around there, making your blood thicker. Kind of, if you think of water versus honey, you are thickening your blood with all this blood sugar floating around. That's causing damage on its own. And so that first one was clearing the blood glucose from circulation. And the second way was to reduce the release of sugar from the liver. And that's what I was referring to with the emergency situation called gluconeogenesis, when your liver has stored up all of this blood sugar and you're just saving it for emergency when you need it. Well, prednisone's making you release it. And then it's messing with your metabolism and turning that into fat, redistributing the fat from that sugar and your other places in your body and distributing it onto your face to make moon face and onto your belly and onto your neck back area to create a buffalo hump. And these are totally unflattering and not pretty. And prednisone is doing that. And now we have berberine that's stopping that. That is so exciting because berberine is naturally occurring, has very few side effects, and it can help with the blood sugar release, blood sugar being released from the liver and clearing it from the blood. It can help with blood pressure. Prednisone is well known to cause high blood pressure. It can help with the blood cholesterol. Prednisone is well known to mess up your cholesterol. And it can help with obesity caused by prednisone. It said that it lessened obesity. Because of the way it was helping with the blood sugars, it lessened the obesity of the mice. It helped them lose weight. Oh, berberine is so fantastic. And so this is berberine. Here's one option of how to get it. I sell this on my website if you want a good source of just plain old berberine. But the reason I say that I've been saying that berberine is good for prednisone for 6 years now is because I invented the first and only supplement for people on prednisone called Nutrinized Zone. And it's always had berberine in it because I just assumed that it would help counteract the side effects of prednisone. And I was right. I was right. When I built this, when I compiled all the ingredients that I thought would be the most helpful for people on prednisone, berberine made the list. And it's been there for 6 years. And now I have proof, at least animal proof, that needs to be replicated in humans, but it still shows that it's working in the exact way I thought it would. And so if you want just plain old berberine in the really good source, you can get it on my website, Nutrinized.com, or you can get all the nutrients you need. Berberine, chromium, magnesium, all of these other things that you need to keep stable blood sugars, they're in Nutrinized. And all you have to do is take 2 in the morning and 2 at bedtime, along with your prednisone dose in the morning, and it helps you counteract the side effects of prednisone by giving back what prednisone is stealing, by helping keep your blood sugar stable. So just go to Nutrinized.com and get Nutrinized or berberine alone. Just go there today and get the stability you need for your blood sugars. The changes caused by prednisone, you can counteract them. And now we have proof. Go to Nutrinized.com. Signing off as Dr. Megan, your prednisone pharmacist.